One of the things that we like to do is just to do a really quick review of what we did in the last year. The New Relationship Trust Act is how we were established in 2006. So next year will be our 20-year anniversary. We are a politically neutral organization. We're not a legal trust, even though our name says New Relationship Trust. It refers to a relationship and not as a trustee. We have 7-member board of directors, and we manage we started with a $100 million fund, and you'll see later that it's now, basically 130 million. And what we do is we fund First Nation communities for various different programs, and we have a self-sustaining model. So we don't have to rely on outside funding to exist as an organization. I love showing this chart because obviously it's going up and up and up. But you can see down here for the last, so it started at 100 million back in 2006. And just after the pandemic crisis, we were sitting at 80 something million and 90 million at 2022 September. And just last month, we're at 131 million in our investment fund. And you'll see on a later slide, we've spent, the 100 million already on programs, and we still have 130 million in the bank, so to speak. So this is as of March 31st, 2025. So NRT has $521 million in assets. We had revenues of 94 million last year, and the funding, actual cash out the door, funding First Nations was 72.1 million. The cost of doing everything, we have 2 offices, one in Prince George and one in North Van, and all our staff and all the expenses that we have to incur is 4.3 million. Since inception, so since 2006, we have earned 7.83%, and last year's return was 11.23. But this is the total income we've earned on the 100 million, 107 million. So it started at 100 million, and over life we've earned 107 million, and our fund now is 131 million. And you see in our webpage 260 million of funding grants that have gone out, and that balance includes money we've gotten from the federal government and provincial government to fund various programs. But a great success story. It's cost us 7.7 million in 19 years to make all these good investments, of earning almost 8% over 20 years. And this is just further breakdown. So last year revenues 94 million, and shows the sources of where it came from. So obviously we received money from the feds to run some clean energy. Provincial is mostly clean energy and the Declaration Act funding. And our investment income is $34.5 million. And expenses, strategic investments. These are the monies that we fund from provincial and federal money. And the NRT investment fund funds about 4.7 million. And that's been pretty consistent for 19 years. We use about $5 million every year from the 100 million. And it kind of makes sense. We've grown to 130 million. We've earned 107 million. And we spend about $5 million a year. So it's a sustainable model. It'll last forever, right? So this is the $100 million fund that we fund. So we fund nation building. We funded 49 projects, economic development. We partner with the Indigenous financial institutions in British Columbia, and we funded 56 different entrepreneurs and businesses. The big element from the strategic fund is the Declaration Act fund. So we are funding $1.1 million to every First Nation in BC over 4 years. And last year, 193 accessed that money. And they're all on different schedules, so we're allowing them 4 years to spend this money, and some have started this year, some started 2 years ago, some will start next year. I think there's only 3 communities that haven't accessed the funding yet for various reasons. Maybe they're going through governance restructuring and whatnot. So we funded 361 projects funded by senior levels of government, 87 million. This number is pretty high, 87, and adds up to 90 something million. As the previous slide showed, we funded 72 million out the door in cash. We don't fund our projects 100% upfront. We give you an advance payment and a second payment, and sometimes that overlaps the year ends. But again, we started, when I started, we had basically 6 programs, and now we're running 16 different programs. And this is just about 14 different sample. Again, out of 655, I picked 14, but you can see the type of project. Designing a trail in their territory. Someone's a community is redoing their custom election law. Due diligence analysis on a sawmill acquisition. Berry picking for elders. Canoe connection camp. Horse therapeutic program. a library upgrade, storybook creation, purchase of a transportation business, kelp cultivation production. So just a vast variety of projects that we're funding out from the 655. And we do this every year, so many different projects.